The American people need to know this. Need to know it's been down.
Let me address the survivors because that's
How it's been down.
What? It's a banger. Don't lie to me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Uncomfortable Narrative. Try that again. Welcome to the Uncomfortable Narrative here on Spotify and our website, uncomfortablenarrative.com. I am Spencer Hart, joined as always by the brains to my idiocy, Angela. How are you?
Living the dream.
We living the dream. Had to recover over a very eventful weekend that we had, and we'll be discussing that in a little bit. But first, we'll start with just a couple of what I've described as the opening bell. I want to talk about Jimmy Kimmel today and the whole bullshit around that. Then we'll get into our big topic, which was the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So let's go ahead and start with Jimmy Kimmel, who's under fire once again for comedy, as some would say is comedy. But let's take a look.
Now to the assassination party. That's the
First of all, hilarious, but we'll continue.
focus of tonight's angle. Now, he's one of the, I think, most beloved figures in the entertainment industry, mainly because he's a trusted source of poisonous anti-Trump rhetoric.
This morning on the freshly paved over Rose Garden, our commander-in-chief presided over an important American tradition, the annual pardon of the turkeys. See, fascists have fun, too. It's fun. And I know a lot of people have been comparing Trump to Hitler lately, but there's some major differences between, for instance, Hitler was married to a woman who loved him. We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them.
Of course, Kimmel's more of a frustrated MS Now pundit than a comedian at this point, unless you think assassination is funny. This was the ABC star just 2 days before the third attempt on Trump's life.
We're going to have fun tonight. I'm happy you decided to stay, Mr. President. And don't worry, if we bruise your ego, it'll only make your hands look less disgusting. You're looking good, though, Mr. President. Who did your makeup? Kraft Singles? First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
Deeply unfunny, man. Just when you thought they couldn't get any lower. Yeah, First Lady comment. I wonder if Cole Thomas Allen was watching. The language in the suspect's manifesto echoes what we hear regularly unleashed against the president. It's now become normalized. But after being targeted herself Saturday night, Melania has had just about enough. Posting on X, people like Kimmel shouldn't have the opportunity to enter our homes each evening to spread hate. A coward, Kimmel hides behind ABC because he knows the network will keep running cover to protect him. Enough is enough. It's time for ABC to take a stand. How many times will ABC's leadership enable Kimmel's atrocious behavior at the expense of our community? Well, President Trump echoed her statement and saying outright that Kimmel should be fired. Now, imagine what the Democrats would have done if there had been not one, not two, but three attempts on the life of Barack Obama.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, Miss Pentagram or whatever the fuck your name is. It's funny because there were actually, and this is just a number that I feel comfortable saying, at least 7 different attempts on Barack Obama's life in between his 2 terms.
Yeah, they just weren't public.
Well, and that's the thing is, it's insane to me that they're like, oh, well, you know what? I'll tell you what, we'll do this. May I present the attempts on Barack Obama's life made by me?
Did you make a PowerPoint?
I made a fucking PowerPoint.
Oh
James
my God.
Vernon McKay killed 75-year-old Mabel Shine, stole her car, was going to go to Washington, D.C. to kill Obama. Thank you, Reuters, CBS.
I think I remember that.
Yep.
He did make the news, yes.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Then there's this guy, Ulukbek Kordirov. Wanted to shoot him in the 2012 campaign. Sought help, bought the weapons to do so. Thank you to the FBI, DOJ, and Reuters. Oscar Ramiro Ortega Hernandez fired multiple rounds at the White House, shot directly at the White House. Obama wasn't there. Doesn't fucking matter. It's still an attempt. There are plenty more to go.
Before we go, him too.
It's we need to stop with the rhetoric. It's getting way too much. Well, go fuck yourselves, okay? Because there comes a time when you need to look at the other side. Look towards your own party. Look to the person who's leading this whole bullshit.
Well, and the thing is too is that like when it comes to like the party on party, like let's blame the other party, let's blame this other party. This first happened when I believe at least with like recent memory when it had to do with his assassination attempt with his like ear or whatever. At first they said that this shooter was they tried to say he was a registered Democrat, but then it came out that he's a registered Republican.
Yep.
And he came from a Republican family. But it turned out that like he was more or less like a switcheroo kind of person. Like he voted for like both parties a couple times.
Right.
Which I can understand that. Like
Sure.
that vote for who you believe in. But it was the same thing for Charlie Kirk's alleged shooter. It was alleged that he was a Democratic voter and registered Democratic, and people are also saying that he is registered Republican. But again, there's a lot of things that are going on currently with Charlie Kirk's case and the shooter's case, and that's a whole other debacle. But what I don't understand is that like I knew immediately like when this started happening was that they would immediately blame like the Democrats for this like, oh, it's because of like the leftists like radical like spewing their words like onto like their media and like saying about how like the Republicans are to blame. Well, now it's the Democrats are to blame. Well, can we just like can we just like drop a dime here and like give it a buck and just say like, hey, it's why isn't the gun the problem?
Yeah.
Obviously he had knives too, like the violence is the problem.
Sure.
And like the root of the source is maybe if Trump wasn't up at like the middle of the night for hours in the middle of the night spewing hateful rhetoric because he's going a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah,
There's a lot of things.
Yep, completely. I mean, it's funny you mention that because here are all the times in the last 2 years that Trump has spewed his bullshit, thanks to Zetio, our friends over at Zetio. Take a look.
They are indeed the enemy from within, but this is who we're fighting. We will root out the communists, Marxists, fascists, and the radical left thugs that live like vermin within the confines of our country.
The Democrats are sick. There's something wrong. They're like terrorists.
The ultra-left-wing liars, losers, creeps, perverts, and freaks who are devouring the future of this state like a swarm of locusts.
The radical left, the Marxists, the anarchists, the agitators, the looters.
Members of Congress and even former presidents have been openly embracing vile creeds such as socialism, Marxism, and straight-up communism. In New York, they're trying to elect a communist, Zoran Mamdani.
We are going to defeat a communist known as Kamala Harris, most radical left person ever to run for office.
This is communist, this is Marxist, this is fascist. Have you heard her laugh?
That is the laugh of a crazy person.
That is the laugh of
It's the laugh of a lunatic.
Have you heard?
Kamala is mentally impaired. Joe Biden became mentally impaired. Kamala was born that way.
Ilhan Omar, who her brother became her husband. We keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage.
We'll stand up to crazy Nancy Pelosi who ruined San Francisco.
How's her husband doing, by the way? Anybody know?
Crazy, horrible human being, Nancy Pelosi, who cheats like hell. She's a crooked person. She's a bad person. Evil. She's an evil, sick, crazy. Oh, no. It starts with a B, but I won't say it. I want to say it. Adam Shifty Schiff. I call him Pencil Neck. He's got the smallest neck I've ever seen. He's got about a 4. And he's got the biggest head. So I don't know how the neck can hold the head. He's an unattractive guy, both inside and out.
They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. Somalia is just terrible. A lot of people say it's the worst country anywhere in the world. I can generalize, say low IQ people. I have this piece of glass here, but all we have really over here is the fake news, right? To get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news. And I don't mind that so much.
Of course, no, of course you don't. Thank you again to our friends at Zeteo, excuse me. But I mean, good fucking God, we could have been here for hours talking about all of the rhetoric that he has done over the last, I'll say it, 10 years of calling you, me, and every one of our sane friends Marxist, anarchists, traitors, enemies of the people, enemies of the nation. Where does it end?
Well, so there's a lot of things that were said in a couple of the different clips. So the first thing is that I forget if it was Trump that said like, oh, he's like Kimmel is hiding behind ABC. I'm sorry, but his TV show is run by ABC.
Are you talking? Oh, you're talking Jimmy Kimmel, yeah.
Yeah. So like, just to go back to that really quick.
Sure.
So Kimmel is his show is owned by ABC. That is his parent company. So him hiding behind ABC, that's neither here nor there. Even if he quote unquote was hiding behind ABC, that was Melania who said that.
Right. But I'm sure it was run through.
Like he has to get certain things approved or disapproved by ABC in order to broadcast it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, they would be pulled. He has rules to follow. Second of all, I love that Kimmel said that. Oh well, Hitler's wife loved him.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
So those are just two things I wanted to quickly say before I move on to here. He keeps on saying Marxism, communism, and socialism.
Yeah.
And these are a lot of the things that I often get into heated debates with people because they often don't understand the difference between the three and always mix up usually communism and socialism.
Mm-hmm.
So when he says Marxism, I'm like, I don't even think you know what this means, dude, but like, okay. So people always think that communism, no, people always think that socialism is communism when it's not. So when it comes to communism is like the collective ownership of property, etc., like things like that, by like the organization of like the labor people, like by everybody for the common advantage of everybody. So like everyone owns a piece of everything, and it's basically the good of all. Versus socialism is the economic and like political ideology. I think it's like advocating for social and collective, like ownership of the means of like production, exchange, opposed to private ownership under capitalism. So it opposes capitalism, but it also like encompasses like various systems where resources are managed, manages to prioritize social welfare, equality, public control over like market-driven profit motives. So it's like you thinking about like what can you do to help your community, but it also is like looking to control capitalism and thinking about having control over the like the tax breaks to the wealthy. Marxism is a little bit more of a different thing. Marxism is a little bit, I feel like it's thrown a lot out of proportion. To pull a definition like straight out of Google. Marxism is a political, economic, and social theory developed by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels in the mid 19th century that critiques capitalism and advocates for a classless, stateless society. Socialism never says this, and neither does communism. Those are two things that socialism and communism have in common, is that they still have some sort of like class in society, and they still have like a state of power, but it's a little bit more evened out, and it's a little bit more, it makes sense for everybody around them. But the thing is that we're so used to hierarchy and a monarchy. We obviously the birth of our country was going against a monarchy. We threw a fit over the price of tea and the being taxed on tea. We also threw a fit over being taxed on liquor, and then being having our liquor taken away from us. We've thrown fits about that as well. There's a lot of things we've thrown fits about in our American history. So these are things that kind of make me laugh, because the exact things that founded our country are things that are the foundation of socialism and social welfare. So when people say that people are against socialism, I'm like, oh, that's funny, because the founding fathers would probably say otherwise, but socialism was kind of not a thing of that time. It really wasn't a definition and not a word that people probably would have used back then. So I really hate when people like to say, oh, you're a communist. Oh, because I want to help my community?
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm so insulted.
Right. My goodness. Whatever am I going to do?
Like, support your rebel alliance.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so it's just, what the hell? Am I being abducted? What's happening here?
Yeah, I showed my shirt and they said, no thank you anymore.
But yeah, it's really insane that we now are at a point where it's, what's the word I'm looking for? Where you say something, but you actually do the thing that we say not to do.
Yeah, they're doing exactly, so what they're doing, which is like the hateful rhetoric, they're putting that onto the Democrats. They're putting that onto the other party.
Yeah,
so
they're projecting.
Yeah, they're projecting. So, like, it's the same thing that like Republicans are like. When you think about a Republican, you're thinking about a Christian white man who wants to make sure that your wife stays in the kitchen, stays at home, or has like a typical 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, or even less than that. And you know what? If you believe in that, all the more power to you. I'm not saying you shouldn't believe in that. And I also am not saying that I'm anti-religion. But I also think, as a two-party system, which I personally don't believe it should exist anymore, Republicans have grown so far away from their foundational values, but so have Democrats. So if they want to sit here and point fingers at each other, maybe figure out what you want to point fingers at them for. Maybe?
Yeah. So yeah, let us know what you think. Is Jimmy Kimmel right or wrong in this instance? He was making jokes like he always does, and he's afforded to under freedom of speech. Everything is cleared by ABC. And the fact that the FCC is like, oh, we're gonna challenge ABC's license. No, you're not. No, you're not.
No, you're not. It's ABC.
It's Tuesday, my dudes. It's Taco Tuesday, my dudes. You're going to do exactly what your high and mighty boss does every Tuesday, and you're going to check it out and go over to the next thing that makes you pissed.
I'm actually really surprised that it wasn't Trump doing this and it's more Melania doing it.
Well, yeah, because...
Like, why is Melania doing it? That's my question.
You say these things that make my brain hurt.
And the thing is, like, the only thing that was a dig at her was like, oh, look at her, she looks like a widow in waiting, or was whatever he said. And then it was like, oh, like, don't forget, Hitler had a wife that loved him. Like, those are the only like main two things that he said about Melania in particular. So I'm really surprised that like it was Melania that like went at him on social media.
Yeah.
But usually it's always Trump, and like I'm not surprised about Trump. Um, but I was a little bit shocked to find Melania kind of going at him on social media.
Yeah.
A little bit shocked.
But a little bit. But it's to a point where it's ridiculous. I mean, when Donald Trump heard Robert Mueller died, he posted, "Good, I'm glad he's dead." When he heard about Rob Reiner being brutally murdered with his wife, his own home, he goes, "I bet he died because he had Trump derangement syndrome." When he heard Paul Pelosi had been savagely attacked with a hammer, his skull fractured and almost fucking died, he got up on stage, mocked him, and every one of his sycophants laughed.
Oh my God.
I could go on. He accused 5 congressional Democrats of treason, said they should be put to death. He accused his hand-picked chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Mark Milley of treason, said that he should be executed. His supporters attacked the Capitol on J6, built a gallows, and looked to execute Mike Pence. He stood there for 186 minutes, let the violence ensue, and he's like, "Oh, we love you. We love you so much. Go home." It's fucking bullshit. 4 people died that day. 4 Capitol Police members died that day. And he just encouraged his supporters to knock him the hell out. So if anybody needs to tone down the rhetoric, fuck you. It's Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like, what do you mean that it's the Democratic Party? And I'm not saying that the Democratic Party hasn't thrown some words on social media, because they have.
Yeah.
But who threw the first stone?
Let ye in a glass house not throw the first stone, or whatever the hell that one guy said.
Yeah.
All right, but let's get into the meat and potatoes today. The White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting. Of course, all of you that saw us on Saturday with the live stream, because it literally happened live right in front of us. I had happened to be watching, I believe I was watching Hassan, and all of a sudden we all panned over to the video and we're like, "What the hell's happening?" And then we heard shots fired. We're like, "I'm sorry, what? What? Is it time?"
Literally, you called me and I'm like in the middle of homework. I'm like knee deep in data and analytics homework. Yep. And you're like,
shots fired.
And I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean shots fired? I'm like, I am not paying attention. What do you mean? But we need I need to make a tinfoil hat. Like, where's my aluminum foil right now?
Yeah. But we pose the question, and it's, we may go to hell for it, but real or fake? May I start?
Yeah.
It's fake as fuck.
You were totally saying on our live last time is that, "Oh, we're not going to speculate. Nope. We're not going to sit here and do anything on Saturday." And I'm like, I don't know, man.
Because it was live. It was live, and I didn't want to be the first one to fucking say it. It was fucking fake, folks. It was fake. And I can show you all the reasons why I think that. I have to find them first. Here's the main one. I'll start with this. What do you see in this video that would prompt you to go, "Hey, this might be fake as fuck"?
They go 7 seconds before they.
10 seconds had elapsed before
after they grab Vance.
Sure, 7 to 10 seconds.
After they grabbed.
They took the couch fucker away first. They're like, "Oh, we got to get this guy the fuck out of here." Why? We don't know. But then
the only
shit just sitting there.
That's loud as heck.
Sorry, it might be.
That's okay.
There he is, still sitting there like a piece of shit. So
and the thing is that the one thing that I just don't understand, why drive Vance first, but the only thing that I could logistically think of is Well, even then, like there was Secret Service coming up along Trump's side too. So there was Secret Service on both sides of the curtain. So the only thing I could think of is that like I don't know. I don't know the logistics of these things, but if there was like okay, like if the Trump if the Trump if the president is if a president is ever shot, right? Or ever gets sick or whatever, the vice president is next. So like the first thing you do is you grab the next like viable person that would take over like your like the one that's like
Yeah.
obviously healthy and living and you grab them first.
Yeah, right.
The one that's like obviously like not the target, hopefully. But at the same time, like you would again, I don't know the logistics of this stuff. I don't analyze this stuff. But then like I know you're gonna dive further into this stuff. The one thing that like really just weirded me out about Trump's speech is that I studied assassination.
Right. Yeah.
You
His
did
whole
what?
speech. I've studied assassinations. No, homie, you haven't. Let's be fucking real. You didn't know what Azerbaijan was because it's a
He
fake
doesn't know how to
word.
say
It's a
it.
fake word, you idiot. Azerbaijan and
Like literally, I like when he said that, I'm like, you say what now?
yeah. There's
Who studies assassinations?
a great clip from The Daily Show, where they were breaking down the whole Azerbaijan whatever bullshit. Azerbaijan and Nambi, I
Just like
think he
when he
said.
said, just like when he said acetaminophen.
I say was it how is it spelled? Said Tylenol.
Tylenol.
Bro, you
So
can't even say
A word.
acetaminophen for God's sakes.
Tell him we should. Someone needs to ask him to say the word aluminum.
Aluminium. Tinfoil on my head.
Oh my God.
But there's this great shot right here I want to show you. I know you can't really see it, so I'll zoom in here full screen. But if you look right here at the photo, there he is. Shooting's still happening. He's standing right there. And look,
Yeah.
I'm not a member of the fucking Secret Service, but I think like checkpoint number 1 would be get the fucking president somewhere safe,
Amen.
secure. That ain't secure. I'm just gonna tell you right now. I've worked security at backstage at a fucking theater, for God's sakes, and I know if something happens, where do you go? You don't have the president standing stage left, waiting to make an entrance like he's fucking Sweeney Todd. Okay, he's not gonna stand there like a fucking idiot, gonna wait for his "here I am." You know, he's not gonna fucking do that.
Oh, he was ready to do that though.
He was
But
ready to make exit stage right. I'm on one today, homie. I'm pissed about this.
the thing is though, is that so the first thing that kind of like weirded me out about this whole thing is that there's always like a female. I don't ever see her when he is like out other places, but during this second, well, I guess third now assassination attempt, the first one when like with the bloody ear or whatever,
Sure.
the woman, the secret, whatever,
We'll
secret
get there,
agent,
folks.
Secret Service agent, she was there for that, and you could see like she was just like going like this with him. She was doing the same thing for this one, but you don't ever see her otherwise. And she's shorter than him. She does like I don't study assassinations, so
because nobody does.
And then there are other
insane thing to say.
Yeah, that is a very insane thing to say. There's other videos that have come out with people like zooming in on other people's videos. There's a woman that like a mid shooting and like people, it's like crazy. She is just grabbing champagne bottles and like tucking them under her.
Yeah, we got her, folks. We got the real criminal here.
I'm like, this girl has priorities, right?
Yeah.
Like, I would have been terrified. Like, this is a shooting. Like, this is like, my life is at stake because, like, you figure like this is like the most safest place we could be. Like, there's multiple high security officials here, you would think. And apparently, like, she like it's like zoomed in, and she's like grabbing it, putting one on her arm, another one, putting another on her arm, and then she grabs another one and just like is fisting it and drinking from it. And I'm like, okay, girly pop, you do that. And there's another person, and it's the main shot that you get when it zooms in because you can see what's her face. She's the head of the association.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's
the White House Correspondents Association. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, because it's when the Mentalist was like by Trump and Melania.
Yep.
And in the corner, like way off to the left, you see this older gentleman. And when the shots rang out and everyone's panicking and like screaming to like take cover and like get down, he is eating his salad and
Yeah.
he doesn't give two craps. Turns out he is this individual that runs it's called like creative media or whatever. He sponsors or whatever. He backs people like Wolf Blitzer and other people, and like he's this big person. Like he writes scripts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, was he like the director producer of this thing?
Mm-hmm.
And he just knew what was going on and just like watching his
He's like, I'm gonna take a bite of mashed potatoes. I don't know what's wrong
like
with y'all.
like but his so I guess like another person that knew him like very closely, like worked for him for many years, is like, she's like, he has a very bad back. First of all, he has a very bad back, and he's, second of all, he is I think they said like a germaphobe, or like doesn't like to like be on the ground, do this thing like that on the ground. And then third of all, he's very like calm and composed under like high pressure. So it was like, okay, like do you, fam? Like you had your priorities too. Go for it. Oh.
If I had a bad back and I was a germaphobe, and it was either I needed to make a choice between get on the ground and maybe not die, or stay there, smash my face full of potato salad, and maybe take a bullet, my fat ass is hitting the fucking ground.
This is the thing. Like people act weird underneath like high levels of stress and like high level situations. And I've been part of these before with like lockdowns in schools before with my last job. And it's interesting how people, like, granted, like they were teenagers and like they like that was that, but like people act very interesting under high levels of stress. And at the same time, though, I also can understand like these people are very professional. They're journalists, photographers, um, writers. Like there are people that are very professional in the same room as everybody else, and you're hearing shots ring out, and everyone's screaming, "Get down on the ground! Get down!" And you're seeing people with sniper rifles up on the stage, and you see the president get whisked off, you see the vice president get whisked off the other direction, and you're seeing chaos ensue, and you're just gonna sit there and eat your salad and be like, I'm fine. Like there's no way.
Nope.
I would be losing my absolute ever loving mind, trying to remain professional, obviously, because it's my job. But like, it's also like considering that Trump did hold a speech at the White House, and that's like a 2 mile drive, and then people had to like run there to be there. Like these poor journalists, these poor people. I can't.
And we had to listen to Wolf Blitzer drone on about missing a shoe for a half hour. But
Oh my God. Wolf Blitzer had priorities too. Like all these people just have priorities.
Look, we were headed towards the appetizer dinner, or the appetizer round, and all of a sudden I got tackled and I lost a shoe. and I saw the gun, and I've never been more scared in my life. Granted, I would probably take what comes out of Wolf Blitzer's mouth out of anybody at that station, but still, they're like, we know that a lot of people were in harm's way, but let's go to Wolf Blitzer, who could tell us more about his shoe.
No, right? And like at that point too, it's like trying to understand like how like where everybody was, like trying to get details, piece them together, so that way of like everyone at home kind of understand like what happened and like where everyone was. I get that, but then to have also like other news from the weekend come in on top of it, like people automatically speculate and see that um like maybe Trump wants a distraction from the Iran war. Maybe Trump wants a boost in sympathy ratings because of his decline in um his own approval rates.
Mhm.
Maybe he wants like there's other things that he's looking at. But what people didn't understand is that he wants so there is a country in Africa that we cut a lot of funds to Africa and to the Middle East because of our US AID, and it's in the Sahara Africa. I think it was not in Zimbabwe. It was Zimbabwe, I think. And he threatened them that if they have until I think the 29th, which is tomorrow, or the 30th, that if they don't open up their resources for cobalt and copper, that he's going to pull all their funding.
Mhm.
And that was the same day, I believe, or the day before he attended the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Mhm.
So it's like, are you also trying to distract from other things that you're doing?
Right. Like a war,
And
perhaps.
yeah, like there's that too. Like there's the whole war that you're doing, and the thing is, it's like it's now completely one-sided. Like we're like all Iran wants you to do is give up your side of the blockade,
Back the
and
fuck up.
you won't. You
Right.
won't.
Right. The whole thing for the last 2 weeks has been, oh, we're just trying to get the Strait of Hormuz open. Look, motherfucker, the strait was open before Trump went, I'm gonna bomb a bunch of shit because the Strait of Hormuz was already open, fucker. Was already fucking open.
Like
So,
these are things that you just have to like consider, that like why would he do this? Like there are people too that like try to sit here and consider like is this really something that could have happened, or is it something that he orchestrated? But you have to consider his approval ratings. You have to consider the chaos that's been happening, and that he's trying to keep the price of oil down, the price of oil per barrel down,
mhm.
because first of all, the two other people that have the highest like pull in global no geopolitical economics is
Mhm.
Russia and China. And Russia just had a meeting with Iran the other day. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that he's
No, I mean,
trying
nobody.
to
Yeah.
that he's trying to distract.
Mm-hmm. And look, I'll be 100% honest. When we went off the air on Saturday night, I was half expecting to wake up either late Sunday morning, or Sunday morning in general, and go, "Oh look, we bombed a bunch of more shit." Well, nobody was looking because we were all focused on the fake shooting, you
Yeah.
know. And here's the other thing. And the problem I have, one of my main problems, and we'll go over kind of reasons that I think this is fake in a minute, but the main problem that I have is there are multiple sources that cite that they shot at the suspect and subdued him. They hit him center mass. Bear with me. The photos that the Trump regime has released don't show a single
Yeah.
ounce of blood. Not a single ounce of blood on this person. Like if I were to get hit center mass, which is right about here, you're talking bottom of my lungs,
Yeah, like you're
stomach,
yeah.
You're talking like center mass. You absolutely hit something. But you take a look at this guy right here. I would like for you to show me on the doll where the bean cop shot you and where you bled all over the carpet. Because I look at this fucking photo, there is not an ounce of blood. And if he was shot on his, they wouldn't put him on his stomach, fuckers. They wouldn't put him on his stomach. They would have him on his back, and they would have paramedics there cleaning up all of the blood. And he wouldn't be looking down going, oh, my life is over, man. I tried my best, but it's over. No, that's the first problem I have. There's I made literally a whole list of reasons why. Number one, Trump went on TV a half hour later. One halfway around the fucking clock. And he immediately used this whole thing as a reason for them that they need to fund the ballroom.
Yeah.
I literally, when he said fund the ball, you and I were together on the air. I remember I called it. I fucking knew it. It's the fucking ballroom. This is the reason that they did this. It's the ballroom.
It's the goddamn ballroom.
Oh, none of this would have happened if we would have had a big, beautiful ballroom for all of us to enjoy.
It's
Just in case things go south, me and nobody else can head to the bunker, and everybody else can fuck all the way off. That's why this is the whole thing, because he's pissed that he doesn't.
But there was already a bunker.
There's plenty of bunkers in the White House. It's not big enough for him.
God. Well, the thing is, though, is that, like, I can understand, like, I'm surprised that there already isn't a ballroom in the White House. Honestly, I am surprised there isn't.
There was a ballroom. It was called the East Room.
Okay, true.
Which he demolished.
True.
So
I'll give you that. But, like, him trying to justify a ballroom because of this, like, it still doesn't, like, justify, like, that much BS for that, because it's still going to give you just as much, like, security issues if you're inviting that many people there for an event. So I just, like, and the thing is that this is happening on the same time of Reagan's assassination attempt. Within, like, what, 40 years? Yeah, same place. So it's like, is he trying to, like, again, like, I feel like he's, like, trying to, like, make himself a martyr. And I'm like, I promise you, my guy, no one wants you to be a martyr.
Yep.
And then there's Erica Kirk, like, broadcasting herself to be this, like,
saint.
Oh, she just grinds my gears, because she looked perfectly fine throughout the beginning of the night. And then she was fine. Like, she like, they show her, like, walking down the hallway, and then she, like, puts on her, like, ugly cry face, like, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. But let's talk security failure now, because again, I'm not a member of the Secret Service. I pride myself that I'm way too fat.
I'm glad that I'm not.
I do have a pretty good extensive knowledge on just general security measures, just for shits and giggles. Number one, how the fuck did this guy get through, number one, a magnetometer and a shit ton of security on the top floor to get to the bottom floor where everybody was, and they stopped him right outside the door? No. Huge red flag, number one. Number two, again, I briefly touched on it. If there's a shooting and your principal, which is a term that the Secret Service uses for whoever they're protecting, the principal is the main person they're trying to protect. So if there's an AOP, an attack on principal, you don't take him off stage left and just let him stand there and just. Anyone done yet?
Yeah, they were being super just like.
Wish I had a ballroom now? It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. And again, I would touch on it again. You would not, and I mean would not, evacuate the fucking vice president before the guy above him. You wouldn't fucking do it.
That just like really like weirded me out. I'm like, why are you? Why? Like it just considering that like Trump was closer to the like granted like yeah like there's split table. Well, technically they're technically split table, but it's all one long table. And
Mhm.
Trump was closer to the other side of the curtain with the same amount of Secret Service than Vance was.
Yep.
And they all came from the same side until finally, like 4 or 5 Secret Service agents finally got to that group.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
I what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's bonkers that we have to sit here for now a third time and go, people, sweetie, conservatives, come sit with us. Come talk with us for a minute.
They don't want to.
Well,
I guarantee you,
there's
they
a
don't want
reason
to.
They don't want to. But the problem is, we look back at Butler. For me, is what sold it. You don't have an instance where the president of the United States gets shot in the ear, and 2 days later, it's miraculously healed. You don't walk around with a fucking maxi pad on your ear. You go to a fucking doctor and get it fixed. You don't put a period pad on
That's
your
the
head,
thing,
on your
though.
face.
He was so like that was like right before the RNC, and the first day he came in with it, and the next day he had a Band-Aid, and the next day his ear was fine.
It was so fine, brother. I'll tell you this from a standpoint of somebody who's been through wounds for the last 2 years of his fucking life. Right. They don't heal that quick. I'm happy to bring on 15 fucking scientists to this fucking program for them to go, unless you're Jesus, unless you're Jesus, there's no way that you can heal yourself that quick. None.
Well, and that's the whole thing too, is that like I don't think that like whatever injury or whatever, like even if that assassination tip was real, he could have just easily missed, which then again, bad aim, my guy.
Sure.
He also like it was kind of it's strange too. Like now it's sealed in history that he arrives to the RNC with that big white freaking patch on his ear, and then the next day he has that Band-Aid, but then people start showing up with patches on their freaking ear.
Because they're nuts. Because they're fucking crazy.
Because they're like, oh, we're gonna do it in solidarity. We're gonna show that we appreciate Donald Trump. Okay, whatever, do you? But like, that's gonna be in history books.
You didn't see me when fucking Joe Biden was in office. You didn't see me go around sniffing people. Okay, I'm just saying. You don't have to intimidate what the president's doing because you like him. You don't need to. Just say you're a racist. Just say you're a fucking idiot. That's all you need to do. You don't have to go to a fucking public place with a maxi pad on your ear and go, I'm doing this to stand in solidarity of our president. No, you're a fucking idiot. And I'm gonna fucking flip my computer table. This whole thing pisses me off because I have to listen to some people in my inner circle go, oh yeah, that it hit the right part of his ear, and that he didn't. Fuck you! It hit cartilage. That thing takes forever to fucking. Have you ever gotten a fucking ear piercing?
Cartilage does not ever heal.
Right. Exactly.
The skin heals. The skin will heal, but cartilage does never heals.
Sure, and not in 3 fucking days. No. Unless you're doing this the entire time, shitting yourself, trying to make this heal. I'm losing my mind. Angela, we need to fucking move on to something else. I'm losing my mind.
Are you okay over there?
I don't know, man. It's been a weird day in Wisconsin, and I'm just.
Trust me, I've had a weird day too. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But like, it really just. I've had these discussions too with like family members and friends, and I'm like, really? Are you for sure you want to support this guy? It's just like that one soundbite of like, really, this is your man.
This is who you chose. This is your go-to? You're
That's my
joking,
man.
right? Yeah. So,
Bah!
is it real or is it fake? Let us know in the comments. Let us know. You can email the show. What is I'm losing my mind. unpodcast@uncomfortablenarrative.com. You can always shoot us an email there. And let us know what you think. Because the two of us, we ain't fucking sold. It's just as easy as that. We are not sold on something that we can easily break down and pull apart from just a completely generic information standpoint.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hearing a lot of good things about the King's speech.
He had a wonderful speech.
He
Like
had a
it
great
was
speech.
like he paid a wonderful homage to like us being like, yo, we hate England, peace out. Like he like for how much I vehemently dislike King Charles, like I would have rather skipped a generation and went to Prince William. I really did like his speech. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I mean, let's do this so Spencer can calm down a bit. Oh, shush, your Highness, Your Majesty, whatever your name is. Let's take a look here at just a few moments of the King's speech while Spencer calms down.
Mr. Speaker, this is by no means my first visit to Washington, D.C., the capital of this great republic. It is, in fact, my 20th visit to the United States and my first as King and head of the Commonwealth. This is a city which symbolizes a period in our shared history, or what Charles Dickens might have called a tale of two Georges. The first president, George Washington, and my 5 times great-grandfather, King George III. King George, as you know, never set foot in America. And please rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, I am not here as part of some cunning rearguard action. The founding fathers were bold and imaginative rebels with a cause. 200 years ago, or as we say in the United Kingdom, just the other day,
Okay, calm down there, Charles.
they declared independence. By balancing contending forces and drawing strength into diversity, they united 13 disparate colonies to forge a nation on the revolutionary idea of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They carried with them and carried forward the great inheritance of the British Enlightenment, as well as the ideals which had an even deeper history in English common law and Magna Carta.
Yes, clap for me.
It's run deep and they are still vital. Our Declaration of Rights of 1689 was not only the foundation of our constitutional monarchy, but also provided the source of so many of the principles reiterated, often verbatim, in the American Bill of Rights of 1791. And those roots go even further back in history. The US Supreme Court Historical Society has calculated that Magna Carta is cited in at least 160 Supreme court cases since 1789, not least as the foundation of the principle that executive power is subject to checks and balances.
Yes.
Standing ovation
Yes.
for the king.
Yes. Oh my God, did even Republicans stand up? No, that was all Democrats. Is it?
Oh yeah, that's 100% all Democrats there. So, yeah, a good speech by the king. Of course, there's a lot more. We'll put it on our website, uncomfortablenarrative.com, on our website as well. But we live in a world where the King of England comes to America and gives a good speech and unites.
It's one of the best speeches that we've seen in that house in a very long time.
Yes. Yeah. So again, let us know what you think in the comments in our email, unpodcast@uncomfortablenarrative.com. Was it real or was it fake? It was fake. But give us your reasoning if you believe it was real. And please, for the love of God, don't have your source material be Fox News, because we will immediately laugh you out of the building. Oh boy. So that's all I've got. You got anything for us tonight?
No, other than I'm working on some of our future content. We definitely Spencer and I are working on some content to make sure that we are getting some of your guys's future hopeful candidates to be elected. We're trying to get some people coming onto our podcast to be interviewed. Personally, we are, at least I am, looking at the Midwest and the Deep South to hone in on, because those are areas of great interest.
Yep.
Especially with the Democrats, and trying to gain better focus in seats. And we definitely noticed as well with numbers is that Alaska and New Hampshire and Minnesota.
Sorry.
Minnesota.
I gotta get that as a button.
You have to.
Minnesota.
I just, you know what? Biden wasn't the greatest president, but he had some good sound bites. We're having some. They've been listed as battleground states for this midterm election. So just to repeat them: Alaska, Minnesota, New Hampshire, and what did I look at? New Hampshire, Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Minnesota!
Yeah, and Alaska, which Alaska's never been considered a battleground, which is amazing.
Which is nuts, yeah.
And Nevada is the first time where it's not considered battleground. It's always been considered a battleground because of how Republican leaning it was, and now it's considered Democratic leaning. So they're not going to. I mean, we're always making sure that they're paying attention to every single state and making sure that there's always attention being paid to them, but they're making more of an effort in battleground states and what they're now calling power builds. So I am going to hone in some focus on the Midwest states and on the Deep South states to see where we have some worthy candidates that are running for office, and seeing if we can get some of them onto our podcast.
Yeah.
So
which is ultimately how I viewed this show, was as a look towards the future. It's not going to be all of this all the time. I promise. I promise it will not be like that. We'll have to wait out the 4 years. Hopefully, sooner, depending on how November goes. And of course, I'm gonna tell you, mark your calendar now for that Tuesday. We're going live, and we're never looking back. We're either gonna look through this together as a country, or we'll be drinking at some point, I'm sure.
I'll be holding a celebration for some odd reason.
Celebrate, or to just wallow in ourselves. But no. But that's something we're looking forward to. We're breaking down a lot of the numbers. We're breaking down a lot of the candidates. And if you think that your candidate should be interviewed with our show, let us know your candidate in your district. Give us some information on him. We'll put him on the spreadsheet. Trust me, we got a spreadsheet. We got a spreadsheet for everything. But yeah, so it's an interesting time that we live in right now, where we live in a point where we see a shooting happen towards the president, and our brain doesn't immediately go, "Oh, how terrible!" It goes,
That's another Tuesday.
Well, that and that. This doesn't seem completely
Well,
right.
yeah, especially like at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Right, exactly. You know, that one there. It was a lot of it for us was no.
Yeah.
No thanks. So, if you have not followed our show yet, QR code at the top. Otherwise, go to uncomfortablenarrative.com. You can follow all of our socials, as well as our podcast hosting site on Spotify. We're also working on a little bit of a better website for us. Right now, the Uncomfortable Narrative link just takes you to our link tree, where you can go to our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can also email us, look at some information we put on there for media literacy and things along those lines. So, again, if you have not followed us, uncomfortablenarrative.com or QR code in the top left-hand corner. I do see we have some people watching on Twitter currently. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, we see you. We love you. Please feel free to follow us, our socials as well. You can also interact with the show while we're doing this recording live. We can definitely discuss anything you guys want to talk about during the show. Please let us know in the comments. And in our email as well. Things you want to discuss, we will definitely take everything that we are sent into consideration. So I think it's time for a drink. Angela, we've been talking about fake assassinations for some time. I want to go study assassinations at this point, but
I don't.
I'm out. I don't. I'm out. So
you let me know what you learn.
You got it. It'll be in a doc, a Google Doc, and it'll just be 3 words. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right, that'll do it for tonight's episode of the Uncomfortable Narrative. Thank you so much for watching, for listening, however you consumed this. If you ate it, sure, why not? Thank you so much for listening. For Angela J and everybody here at the Uncomfortable Narrative Podcast, I am Spencer Hart. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.